You are marvelous, dear God, and we thank you. Thank God for today, and just want to say thank God. Of course, good evening to our dear listeners out there. You are welcome to Lagoon Radio. I would like to first welcome and introduce the Reverend Canon Francis Aduroja. Sir, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, sir.
listeners at home.
Good afternoon. Of course,
God
we're still
bless
in the
you.
afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. And of course, with him here, and he is, of course, he is a partner in Christ, and also the assistant chaplain of the mission, the Reverend Engineer, or is it Engineer Reverend? So, because we have doctors, so some people prefer to call them Doctor, Reverend, or a Reverend Doctor. So, but I will go to insist by saying Reverend Engineer Emmanuel Elori. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's God first, so it's Reverend
Okay.
Engineer.
So Reverend Engineer, so which implies God first.
Yeah.
God first. I like that, sir. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, sir. To you, Reverend Hanon. I am sure the big question, the big picture to people out there on everyone's lid and on everyone's idea, is who exactly are seafarers? And why is it so important to focus on them now? Why is it coming up now?
All right. Thank you very much. Before I go to the question you've just asked, let me first of all start by appreciating His Lordship as a bishop in his diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Humphrey Bamishebi Olumakaye, because on his permission and approval, we are here this evening. And by the grace of God, through his instrumentality, the new committee of the mission to the Seafarers, that's the management committee, was inaugurated in March this year. He inaugurated the new committee in his office this year, and since then, the new committee has been working assiduously to make sure that the mission to the Seafarers Lagos is on board and is up and doing for the entire world to see. Thank you very much. And we appreciate His Lordship. May the Lord continue to renew his strength in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Now going to the question you just asked, that who are the seafarers? The seafarers are the people or persons that work on ship. They are the one that bring to us through the sea goods and services that we live on in every part of the world.
Okay.
And presently, about 90% of what we use as human beings from all over the world, they are brought to us through the sea. So the workers that carries all these things that we use, the food, the fuel, and every other manufacturers good, they are the one we call seafarers. So maybe my colleague will want to add something to that before we begin to talk about their importance.
Okay, thank you very much on that, sir. All right, sir. Of course, I know you want to, you would like to buttress his points in regards to that. So to you, sir.
Once again, we'd like to thank the diocesan for making today a reality, because it's a milestone in the history of the mission to seafarers. If you can remember that our Lagos diocese is a diocese that is a sea diocese. All started, most of the work that we do in this diocese started actually from across the road there on the marina, where all those early missionaries came to Nigeria, and they came to Nigeria by sea. So seafaring is part of what we do in Lagos diocese. But we thank our diocesan that is making this a focal point at this point in time. in our national history, and it's making the Diocese of Lagos to present its importance to the key issue that drives the global economy. On the area of the biblical side, you know that the Bible is full of histories and records of missions at sea. So the mission to seafarer is not new to us, and scripturally, the issue of the seafarers is not new. Who are the seafarers? A ship is like an industrial city that is floating. Just think of an industrial city and put it on the sea. And then if you think of those who make an industry to work, you think of their generating electricity with their own water, their own oil, keeping that industrial city
running.
And then put that on the effects of the sea. Those who know, you see how the sea is moving and how they are tossed about, and then these people work day and night to make sure that that industrial city does not die. So they work 24/7, 365 days to make sure that that industrial city does not die. So this is the sort of people we are talking about. And they have left everything to be at sea to make sure that those of us who are on land can continue to enjoy the luxuries that we see, the food we eat, the oil that we use for our cars, everything that we can think of. You can think of the oil and gas industry, the oil rigs that are on offshore. These are still being manned and run by the seafarers. So even that we don't see them regularly, but they are behind to make sure that those of us here can continue to enjoy all the facilities of life, and they keep the global economy going. Cut off the seafarers, and then you can see the global economy grinding to a halt.
All right, thank you very much for the enlightenment. So, which means any member of a ship crew, of course, can also be called a seafarer, because you work on the ship daily, day and night, for months, for years, and they sacrifice more for those of us who are on the land. Anyway, good kudos to them, and thank you very much, sir, for that enlightenment. And another question says, the mission of seafarers. Could you tell us what it is all about? To you, Reverend Canon.
Thank you very much. The mission to seafarers is an international, non-governmental, and non-profit making organization. It's a charity organization, and it has its existence in more than 50 countries across the globe, and in over 200 ports. Presently, you see the presence of mission to the seafarers, and that is why in every port, over 200 ports across the globe, there will be enter in every port.
It has to do with the mission of the seafarers, and the point I really got there had to do with a charity organization, so which indicates that it is a non-governmental organization which involves that it's not as if it is being powered by the government or government funds the particular mission. All right, so sir, do you have anything to add? To that, sir, or you believe he has done justice to that?
This is a team effort. As the chaplain has said, it's a non-governmental organization, but it's not, and it's not a service that is geared towards Anglicans alone.
Okay.
It's an organization that reaches out to all seafarers, irrespective of their religion, their race, their gender. It is a universal service that seeks to welfare of all seafarers wherever they find themselves. That explains why we have chaplains and stations in nearly 200 stations globally, where we seek to the needs of seafarers. And it is one of those organizations that unites all parts of the Anglican Communion, irrespective of our theological views. It is a mission that is a mission driven by the passion, by the desire to attend to the needs of seafarers, and thereby attending to the global economy as part of our contribution as part of the society.
All right, sir. All right, thank you very much, sir. Now, I would like to direct this question to you, Reverend Canon. Now, first, I'm sure a lot of people listening, exactly, who doesn't really have an idea or have not even heard of seafarers before.
Yeah.
And thinking about seafarers, okay, Anglican is talking about seafarers or something, but what is the importance of it? Now, is a mission to seafarers, is it in religious settings? What is the involvement of the clergymen in seafarer?
All right, thank you very much for that question. Let me start by saying that the mission to the seafarers that was founded over 150 years ago by a priest called John Ashley. He was a priest, he was in a parish doing his parish work, but the Holy Spirit ministered to him at a point that there are some walking on the sea and they are not being attended to. Their welfare are not being taken care of. And he went to his bishop. His bishop should release him out of parish work to go on board ship to minister to the seafarers. That was how mission to the seafarer started. So talking about their importance, like my colleague has rightly said, take the seafarer out of the sea, then forget. In fact, we may know where to be found because the food, everything, the clothing, everything we use have been brought to us by these people, and they are the one that keeps our global economy afloat. So you can imagine when they are on strike. Let me give you an example. During this COVID-19, you know, the airport was shut, and the interstate traveling was there. But do you know that the ports kept on working? Because government, they know what it means.
The importance of it.
Exactly, if they should close the port. So since the commencement of this COVID-19, the port has been in operation.
It has been in operation now for over some months that have been total lockdown in the nation.
Because oil and gas, everything, they are the one that bring it here.
So initially the essential goods that are very important to the lives of we the humans. It is the seafarers, even because of course, just like you said, the airports were being shut down, the interstate traveling were also being restricted, but the seafarers were being left out of it because of their importance. So which means without the seafarers initially, basically the major things that requires of mankind might not really get to us. So which also indicates that the clergymen themselves are also very important in this mission.
Of course.
Okay.
Even more than that.
Okay.
More than that. Because in every center where we have the presence of MTS across the globe, there must be a chaplain.
Okay.
Because the seafarer, being whom they are, you know, they live an isolated life, so they need people that will attend not only to their physical needs, even their spiritual needs. So there must be a chaplain on ground, even though our services, like my colleague has rightly said, is to everybody, as long as you are a seafarer, regardless of your race or your creed, we attend to you. So the clergyman, number one reason is that is an organization established by the church. It's a mission society of the Anglican Communion.
Okay.
It's an organization established by the church, but for the society, particularly for the seafarers. So if it's coming from the church to the society, definitely church must have its representative, and the church impact also will be felt in the life of the seafarers
Seafarers.
on board.
All right, thank you very much on that question. Okay, so my very next question, of course, had to do with the Reverend, Reverend Engineer, because he said God,
Yes,
God
first.
first, and of course I like that. So, sir, from your brief, the mission is not confined to Nigeria alone. So, what will you say to that?
Well, the seafaring profession is international
Okay.
by nature and by practice. We have, like we have said, trade by the sea connects different countries. And if you go back in history and even from a study of the Bible, you know that even in the early days, you see how the early Christians moved from one part of the country to the other, spreading the gospel and actually carrying goods. So it's not different as it was then, it's now. So it's still a global trade, but the church, as part of the extension of our work in society, is seeing to the global dimension and the global needs of the seafarers. And that's why we have seen the service developing from one country to the other, linking all various ships. If you can imagine a ship, a vessel can be coming from China to Nigeria, they will have spent 2, sometimes 3 months during the passage. Yes, 3 months to come from China to Lagos, and then in that service in China they will have met with one of our colleagues from the Mission to Seafarers station there, and then by the time they arrive in Nigeria, we'll be expecting somebody from the Mission to Seafarers in Lagos to give them the necessary welcome. So yes, it's an international service that does not discriminate against anybody.
Thank you very much. So getting to know more about it, that of course, just like you said, in ancient days, from the Bible way back, the means of the oldest transportation of goods and services had to do with the sea. So which means without that, so someone who has been on the sea for 3 months, of course they needed someone to welcome them, to accommodate them, both spiritually, just like Reverend Cannon said, spiritually, morally, and of course so much. I know you're going to say more about that, but I just want to ask this question from Reverend Cannon. Where is presently, where is your base located, and what facilities are there that is being available right now?
Thank you very much. Like I said before, that very close to every port, over 200 ports across the globe, we have the center of the Mission to the Seafarers. In Lagos here, we have our center, which has been established, I think, over 50 years now, at number 65 Oscar Ibruwe, formerly 29 Marine Road, GRA, Apapa. That's our center. Yes. And the center, before now, in years past, has been hosting the seafarers from all over the world that come into our ports. But at the time, the activities there were not were a bit granted. But by the grace of God now, we are up and running. So the center is purposely established to be a home away from home for the seafarers.
Home away from
home for the seafarer. So we try to make every necessary things that they might need of their immediate need. We try to make them available at the center. We have a bar, restaurants, internet facility. Games, different games, swimming pool.
Then possibly a clinic also. Do you have clinic facilities?
We will still have that, but presently. Also, if we go on board and if we see any seafarer that is sick, there's an arrangement to take him or her to the hospital. Yes, So we have provision for that as well.
So, of course, just like you said, the facilities and your base is being located in Apapa,
Yeah.
of course, in GRA.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And all right, another question came in mind. So, of course, still you, Reverend Canon, just like you said, what kind of services does the mission typically offer?
Okay.
What kind of mission, what services
Okay.
does it typically offer
Thank
to
you.
the seafarers?
Thank you very much. Primarily,
Okay.
our major services which give birth to others is ship visits and also to keep the center running.
Okay, you take that
As
again, sir.
mission to the seafarers,
Okay.
it is our responsibility to go on board with a vehicle, meet the seafarers inside the ship,
Okay.
minister to them, ask about their well-being. How are they doing? Are they hearing from their family back at home? So if there's any challenge that they are facing on board, we ask. Any area that we may help them, we try to ask. So we also ask them if they don't mind visiting the center. That's where we have the facilities. And it is our duty to take them from the port, bring them to the center, and when they are done with whatever they have come to do, we take them back at no cost.
At no cost.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay.
Even we also take them to the hospital. It's part of our
Mission to take care
so
of them.
we also
sort out their bills.
yeah, we also visit them, even for some that have issue advocacy challenge. We also take it up. Many things that we do for them.
So
in short, just their welfare.
Their welfare. So
Yeah.
in relating to their welfare, does that also mean it involves their family lives? More or less like those seafarers that we have here who are Nigerians. Does that also involve their own family?
Their own family.
Their own family, apart from their own welfare as a seafarer.
Okay.
Does it involve, their own immediate family?
In our services, we don't directly deal with their family because them, their family, they are there at home. Those who are foreign seafarers,
Their
family.
family there.
But we also ask
Okay.
after the well-being of their family. Are you hearing from your wife, from your children? Is there any challenge? That is where the pastoral aspect of our service even comes in. Sometimes they ask us to pray for them. Maybe, they might be on board, like I rightly said, that I've been on board and they will hear bad news from home. They can't turn back as if you are driving vehicle and say you are going back home. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
So there will be someone to comfort them. So at times, even when you're on ship, they say, they just called me yesterday or a few hours ago that I lost my mother, that this and this happened. So we are always around, to encourage them, to empathize with them, and to identify with them.
Okay. Thank you very much to buttress more on that point. And in regard to that again, that to do with the welfare. Now, I am sure there are several similar other welfare bodies we have here in Nigeria. But okay, so to Reverend Engineer Lori, okay, yes, of course you have to answer that. What makes MTS, which is Mission to Seafarers, what makes it unique?
Well, that's the chaplain has said. MTS started nearly 50 years ago. It's an international organization. So that's what makes it unique, because we reach out to all seafarers in all ports that we have access to. So it's very, very international. So while you raise the issue of the local seafarers, yes, there are peculiarities in Nigeria being our home country, and we relate with other organizations in Nigeria to address those issues that are specific to Nigeria, and this is where inter-organizational relationship matters. So yes, we take the advocacy issue on ethical employment issues in Nigeria, the issue of families relationship, and so and other issues that relate to the welfare of our local seafarers. But primarily, the issues that we address relate to international seafarers that come to Nigeria, and that is where our main focus is. I mean, because the challenges facing the international seafarers are huge. So, I mean, if you want, you could touch them a little bit.
Of course, I even wanted to ask that, how exactly does it work with the regional and international bodies?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to address the fundamental issue of these seafarers, and then we can then look at how to address them from international perspective and from regional perspective. In say Africa now, we have our peculiarities, the type of ships that come to Nigeria or to the African ports, and then there are the frequency of the ships that go to other ports. They present with different challenges, but common to most of them will be the issue of fatigue. I mean, if like I told you earlier on that it's like a working industry, a floating industry, and they are on the vessel working with the challenges that the sea will throw at them. So the issue of fatigue will come in. There might be times when they will not be able to even sleep properly for 6 days, for 7 days. You know, while I was at sea, I've experienced 7 days period where there was no rest. Yeah, because the sea will be so rough, but you still have to keep that vessel going. So these sort of things that they experience. So the issue of fatigue and tiredness, it's there, and mentally too. So they face these challenges, and that's an issue that we need to support them with when they do come into port. And then communication. Even though we say there is an age of internet, it is very, very expensive. Even for those sophisticated vessels that have internet communication, it's still very expensive for them to communicate. So when they come ashore, and don't forget, when they come ashore, they are coming as foreigners. They don't have handsets ready for them to communicate, and that's why the mission to seafarers is there. We can then bring them ashore. When they come, they want to communicate with their families, encourage them to communicate and establish links with their loved ones at home. And the other issue that we need to look about is abandonment. Because this unethical employment, where you find sometimes these people who are giving of themselves so much, and what's happened, the owners could have abandoned them, they could have owed a lot on the vessel is arrested, and then they abandon the crew and the ship, and then they don't have anybody to run to. We have had instances where you then have to intervene on their behalf. They could not have been paid. Sometimes that's happened, that they wouldn't have been paid. So the issue of abandonment, it's there that we need to support them with. There's piracy. We cannot run away from piracy.
Yes.
And then so they do get involved when they are attacked, they are kidnapped. So we need to intervene on their behalf, sometimes into relationships with their home port, with their managers, with their country, and that's where the international network kicks in, because then we can then draw on our international connections and network to provide necessary support for these seafarers when they are involved in piracy. One of the issues is shipwreck. Accidents do happen. Like I told you, it's a floating industry. Sometimes they face challenges that they cannot even resolve
and do by themselves.
So the ship could become a wreck for whatever reason. It's not like the airplane, when the airplane drops and then people are gone. But one advantage of travel by sea is that when challenges happen, they can face them. But there might be those very fine between occasions where the ship becomes a wreck. So the ship's gone and they have to be salvage. The ship needs sometimes need to be salvaged. The crew needs to be taken off the ship. Sometimes in the far ocean where they need to be rescued and brought back to shore. And they will be looking for somebody to support them in that situation. One other issue is mental health. If you put somebody in a confined environment and then psychological issues take place, they face psychological challenges. What do we do? How do you support them? And these are some of the resources that we will draw on from the shore-based station as the mission to seafarers. And how do you support them? You might find them, they will come off the ship and they will be in a hospital. And that is part of our service where somebody will go and see them in the hospital and help them out. There are instances where they will have been taken to prison. So we have to visit them in prison, arrange some legal support for them, and then help them through that situation. And these are some of the challenges that we have. And in Nigeria, that we now have a functional management committee with thanks to our assistant who has put together a very efficient management committee with integrity to address some of these issues and make sure that we're able to raise awareness of these challenges and draw on support as we can for them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. And of course, this question still comes to you. What prospects are available for especially the younger ones, the young people who may wish to become seafarers? And how do they start for young people, especially for young people like us?
Sometimes we find that we come, I want to go to sea. Beautiful, because when you hear stories when people come, you say, as a seafarer, he's been to sea, he's visited so many countries and all that. Young people tend to become interested.
Having interest in it.
But seafaring is not for everybody. It's a vocation.
Okay. A vocation.
It is a vocation. You must be willing to go to sea. Okay, some people have heard that it's very lucrative here, that people are well paid. Probably so. But getting when you are when you get to see the challenges physically, mentally, take for instance, you put an engine, your generator at home, and that generator is fixed, no problem. If anything happens, you can call an engineer to come and fix. But then you send that generator on the ship, she's not on a stable environment. It's going to be attacked by all the elements. But it's your duty, for instance, as an engineer, to fix that generator. You cannot call Joe Blocks to come and fix it for you. And at the same time, when you are being called upon to fix that generator, you are physically and mentally challenged because your body could become so weak, but then it's part of your training. Yes, but then if you enjoy, it's an environment where you see the result of your labor. For the young ones who want to see the result of their studies, of their training, it's an environment to be in. And you get to meet people of different nationalities, of different regions. So you develop relationships that you value for life. You learn how to work closely with people because on the vessel you may have only 20 people working. All of you have to work together as a team. So you develop skills that are not available elsewhere. So when you do get to the top of your profession, either you become a captain or you become a chief engineer, when you come ashore to work, you are a rare commodity because they will see in you a different work ethic. That yes, this person has dedication, is committed to delivering, and so all those qualities will be there. And then finding a job when you get back to land, it's not a challenge, but you must be willing to subject yourself to the discipline or that is necessary for you to make a career. It's not unusual when you find 20 people as starting as a cadet, only 10 people will finish. You ask me, how do you get involved? Yes, there's a process when you do get to an officer's college where you spend the first 4 years in training as an officer cadet, going through all sorts of training, and then by the time you finish your first 4 years, in between that, you will have been to sea to test your sea legs and to test whether it's a profession for you or not. So by the time you finish your initial 4 years, you probably have decided you want to stay or not. Once you decide to stay, you become a junior officer, and then your career starts. Then you go to various, you go back to sea, spend some months, usually 12.
Not where it starts.
Yes. But up to, you need a minimum required period to be spent at sea before you can come back to college for another examination. Because
as time progresses, you also have to
rise
grow
up.
in
So,
knowledge.
and then you come and do another competency certificate.
Okay.
And then once that makes you qualified for you to be a middle grade officer. And then you go back to sea again for a long period, usually about 21 months, but then interspace with your short leave or leave periods. And then you go back for another senior officer's course. And then if you're successful, and then you become qualified or competent, you use competency to become a senior officer. And then you then start, depending how good you are, to earn your promotion. So at that stage, up to a captain, you get your promotion up to a captain, or if you're on the engineering side, you get your promotion to become a chief engineer. It's a very rewarding job. That's on side of the going to sea. By the time you become a captain or a chief engineer, you might be looking to work ashore to become senior maritime managers, either as a superintendent or as a surveyor of ships, or to work in the administrations, because they know that you are a competent person who can be relied upon. So they'll be looking for you to work. So it's a career, it's a long life career. Once you start, I don't think you'll be looking for a job. But having said that, the environment, it depends on the government, how they handle the issue of recruitment, how they handle the issue of training and development. There are other areas there, but then, as we said, admission to seafarers, don't forget, admission to seafarers has an observer status at IMO. So we make input to those regulations that it affects seafarers' developments. Yes, because of the network of the admission to seafarers. We make input to some of these discussions so that we can eliminate the issue of unethical employment, challenges of going to sea, challenges of recruitment, and regulations that cover the employment standards of seafarers.
Okay. All right. Now, apart from, permit me to ask this question, sir. Apart from the engineers, of course, that's on the sea, are there any other professional body, attached, to it, or precisely, more or less like I know, maybe in some movies we do have like a medical personnel on the ship, and so is it necessary or compulsory for you to be an engineer to be on the sea?
Well, don't forget, like we said, it's an industrial affair. And then it became, the Dowsys wanted some people to be trained. Well, Emmanuel, you'll be nominated for training. It all happened. Yeah, but in terms of becoming involved with the mission to seafarers, I think it's a passion for the job. It's a calling, because if you look at the challenges faced by seafarers, me myself being a seafarer who knew what the challenges were, it was not too difficult when my bishop then said, it's time for you to be posted. And then over the discussion, I think the discussion lasted nearly 3 months, and then it was almost certain that I wanted to go to the mission to seafarers to participate, to be able to see how we can actually do something for these seafarers. And then after 12 years of parish ministry, the work with the mission to seafarers was it's not a decision really, it's something that this is where God wants you to go. And then being involved with the mission to seafarers in Nigeria is part of that calling. And I think we thank to the bishop too, because bishop has the assistant has identified that this is a ministry that needs to be developed, and we have a very fantastic team in Nigeria, because if you think of nearly 3,000 vessels visiting Nigeria in a year, there's a lot of work to be done
done.
to make sure that we develop that service and that the name of God is glorified in Nigeria.
Anyway, thank you very much, sir. And okay, lastly, before we draw of this curtain for today's program, are there any special program in the office presently right now? Are there any special program?
Okay, that's very good. First of all, today is the International Seafarers Day.
Oh,
Every
that's good.
25th of June.
June of every year.
Yeah, it's International Seafarers Day. Now, the mission to the seafarers, our program, every year we have what we call the Sea Sunday. And this year, we have a high mark series of programs that is starting from the 6th of July. We have press conference, and on the 6th of July, and on the 7th, there is going to be special sea visit to be headed by His Lordship and Bishop. And on Thursday, the 9th of July, there is going to be webinar conference, virtual conference, where stakeholders in the maritime industry, locally, internationally, will be part of the people that are going to facilitate the program. And finally, on the 12th of July, we are going to have the Sea Sunday service in the cathedral here. Yeah, because every second Sunday in July, globally, is Sea Sunday, where in every center or any Anglican church, Sea Sunday services will be conducted, and every clergy, vicar, is expected to be part of the service. There are various parishes to do Thanksgiving and also a way of support.
So apart from
it's
the
an annual program.
Clergymen, are there other bodies or people who are expected to be at the program for the services?
We expect people from the maritime industry, shipping companies to be part of the program. Because as a matter of fact, those are the people that we depend upon for support and for funding the mission.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And the voice you just finished, you just finished hearing is the voice of the Reverend Canon Francis Aduroja, and of course he is the chaplain of the mission to the seafarers, and of course beside him is also the assistant chaplain of the mission, which is a Reverend Engineer God First. So Reverend Engineer Emmanuel Ilori, I want to say thank you very much, gentlemen, for such an enlightening and educative time on this inaugural edition of the Seafarers, today being 25th July. So every year, 25th July, the Seafarers are being celebrated globally in the world. Of course, thank you, gentlemen, for coming once again to educate us more about seafarers, and for those young ones who have interest to join, and of course you've explained to them, sir. So I'm very sure some of them might be a little bit scared, to go away from their family for 3 months, for a year. So that might be a little scary thing for them, but I'm very sure by the time they get into it, they will get used to it, of course. So join us next week for another inspiring season, another wonderful edition. The same time, of course, same station, and Lagoon Radio is the #1 online gospel radio, and it's been powered by the Diocese of Lagos Anglican Communion. And you can also do well to follow us on other social media handles. On Facebook is Lagoon Radio Nigeria. On Instagram and Twitter is Lagoon Radio NG. And do well to tell a friend, to tell another friend to download the app by visiting Google Play Store. Of course, just type Lagoon Radio. You will see the app there. Then download it, and of course listen to it live and direct. And of course you also want to listen to us clearly, www.lagoonradio.ng. It's there for you, it's just a click away, as simple as that. So have a lovely day, and gentlemen, thank you once again. And we are also, me particularly, I'm blessed to be here to even anchor this show. It's an honor to me.
You tell us your name.
Okay. Well, my name is Damilola Toriola, and of course, I'm also an Anglican and a member of St. Paul's Church, Brefoot, Lagos. And of course, so thank you, and I'm very sure we'll be delighted to also have you here next week. Of course, same time, same station. So, dear listeners, don't go anywhere. Lagoon Radio is still here for you. We still have a lot of interesting program for you throughout today. Of course, before we go off air, have a nice day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.